Yay Networks.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Casillejos, Amy Nichols, and Lacey G.
Hello.
Hello, anonymous Google employee.
Hi, is this Miss Google?
Yes, it is. You can call me Inez if you'd like.
Inez! That's a perfect name.
It is.
We were just talking about what we should call you.
And
Yes, I
Nick
thought Inez was great.
Nick said Betty, and Amy said, why don't we let her choose? And then you were way ahead of us, so that is incredible.
Awesome. Oh, so great to talk to you guys.
Well, this is very exciting. We're thrilled to talk to you. And we'll just start our podcast off like we normally do. We'll introduce you, Inez, and we'll just talk to you and see what you can reveal to us.
Okay. I hope it's enough material for you because...
We'll
It's
see.
going to be great. You have insider information,
Yeah.
and that is so cool.
Happy to talk to you.
Yeah.
Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. My name's Nick Adams.
Amy.
And I'm Lacey G.
Anna's not with us today. And, you know, guys, earlier this week, Taylor Swift once again broke the internet.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that she partnered with Google to do the Google word scramble, where we tried to unscramble a bunch of letters to figure out what the names of her vault track songs are from 1989 Taylor's version.
Yes.
It was huge. It was a big success. There was a little bit of a glitch, or was there a glitch? We don't know.
Who here did the scramble?
I did,
Yeah, I did 'em.
13 puzzles.
Yeah, I don't remember how many I did. Eventually, I did give up.
I got like a special little note like, lucky number 13. And then I was like, okay.
I'm the only one. Okay, wow. Okay, I have a confession to make.
Yeah?
I don't puzzle. Like, I don't like figuring stuff out for myself. I want other people just to do it for me. So I have not done a Taylor Swift puzzle. And the second one's very bad. Also, I've never made a friendship bracelet. I've just gotten friendship bracelets. And then I get them and I still give them to people. I've just never made one myself.
Wow.
You know, you didn't have to admit that.
You're right. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Look, not
That
every
was an unnecessary confession.
you're allowed to be a Taylor Swift fan even if you haven't done every single thing
Right.
that other Swifties do. Lacey, you're fine.
Well, I guess I'm just thinking about it because I went to a Taylor Swift show last night, a comedy show, and it was a lot of fun. So I got a lot of new friendship bracelets. So I still trade mine that other people gave me. I have another unnecessary confession. I'm sorry. I
You know,
don't
we
know
do
what
have
I'm
somebody
talking
on the
about.
phone, right?
I'll just have one more unnecessary
Okay,
confession.
because we're planning on talking after this too. But go ahead.
Okay, so at the Eras tour, our friend Nicole Deschanel.
Hey, hold on, caller. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, hang on.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Miss Google. Okay. So at the Eras tour, our girlfriend, Nicole Deschanel, gave me a friendship bracelet that said, "What a shame she's fucked in the head," because she knows that I like that lyric from Champagne Problems. So she told me I would have never made this bracelet before, but I know that you like this song. So that's why you have it. And so I've been so proud of it. And I've had it hanging up in my bathroom. Well, last night I went to go see this stand-up comedian, and she loves Taylor Swift. So I brought her that. And I said, hey, I have this especially for you. It says fucked in the head. And she said, that's the second one that I've gotten. I want to see how many I can collect tonight. And then I was like, no, that was special to me. But I still gave it to her. So I gave that to someone that I love. So thank you, Nicole Deschanel. Hey, let's move on. Who do we have on the phone?
Okay, so earlier this week, Taylor Swift broke the internet by partnering with Google to do the little word scramble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so as this chaos was going on, the podcast and the Kid Craddock Morning Show, we got a message from a listener. And it was very vague. It said, hey guys, I work for Google and I have some inside scoop on everything that's going down. We immediately had to call this person. We're going to leave this person anonymous. So let's please welcome to the show, Inez. Hey, Inez.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
Now, this is so exciting. Now, Inez, how big of a Taylor Swift fan are you, or are you just a Google employee?
I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. I'm sort of on Lacey's level. I came in later in life. I'm a 1988 girl, so my life sort of has been on par with Taylor, and I came in during the Reputation era, going through my own Reputation era. And ever since then, been a big fan. I was never like an Easter egg sleuthy kind of person until basically this podcast, and you guys made it so much fun to be that kind of a SwifTea.
That's great. Well, thanks so much.
Yeah.
So do you do the puzzles, or do you let other people do them and then just look at their answers like I do?
Oh, same girl. I went to TS Tour's tip, and I looked at that chart, and I said, "Thank you, girl." I'm a little ADD, and the scrambling and shiny letters were driving me nuts. So I had to cheat a little bit, but I got some really obscure ones. I was proud of myself.
Okay, so I got to try and start from the very beginning. Now, what department of Google do you work for, if you can tell us?
So I work in cybersecurity, which is just a huge part.
Yeah.
Anyway, Google's huge, as you know.
For sure.
Lots of different departments and stuff. But internally, we have our own SwifTea community that's about 300-400 strong.
Whoa!
Oh, that's awesome. That's really great. Very cool.
So I have been told we do have some pretty ironclad. We've got some pretty ironclad NDAs.
I'm sure.
I don't know. I mean, based on some of your questions, I can or cannot.
That's fine.
Confirm or
we can
deny.
ask. We can ask, and you cannot answer it.
Right, but I've been told that our internal SwifTea chat, our unhinged theories, just the way that we talk to each other as friends, just like you guys do on a podcast, is a little more open. So it'll be like, these are my own opinions, our own opinions, non-officially of a Google statement.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah,
right.
that's just fine. So you're in cybersecurity. What department of Google worked with Taylor's team and put this whole puzzle together?
Well, I can't say their name.
Sure.
But there is a small team that does do some special projects. I'm not sure if they work alongside the ones that do the special doodles on special days, on the, things like that. But there are special teams that work on sort of these long-term projects like that.
Now,
and we did find out that they were sort of sleuthing in our chat for quite some time.
That's great.
To get some of the ideas, which is cool.
Okay,
cool.
so y'all, the SwifTea community didn't do it. It was the other part of Google that put the puzzle together.
There are SwifTeas in that team.
Okay.
So do you know if Taylor's team approached Google to make this happen, or did Google approach Taylor's team and said, what can we do? Do you know how it started?
And can you say?
We honestly have no idea. Within our little SwifTea community, we have been trying to get some answers about, what came first, the chicken or the egg. But, I mean, if we all know Taylor, we know that she is 12, 13, 1,500 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. So we don't have any idea, but they obviously worked really well together.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
going to assume, even though Google's huge, Taylor, I'm going to assume it was Taylor, just because of how much she has her hands in everything. And I mean, Google does too, but Taylor has the NFL working with her. She has the airports lighting up and the Empire State Building. If Taylor Swift tells you to do something, you just do it. You just figure it out.
I mean, I would, me personally, I would agree with you. She really is a mastermind. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next 3 years of puzzles and projects are already planned.
Now, when did you find out that Google was working with Taylor Swift? Is this something that you found out in real time, or have you known for a long time that this was going to happen?
This was a real-time operation. Special projects are usually pretty tight-lipped, even within each other. Mm. So we find out, I was in a meeting, and my SwifTea chat was just blowing up when everybody was suddenly seeing the vault. And then all of a sudden, in real time, just like you guys were like, do we put the answers here? And is it this answer? What are the shiny letters? So in real time, we saw it. It crashed. We were freaking out within each other, too. And it really wasn't until everything was solved that we had an internal memo come out with all kinds of fun details. And they came out of the woodworks to say, hi, thanks for letting us, lurk in your chat. And we started to put our own pieces together internally.
That's incredible.
So
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm curious, do you know, well, you just said they've been pretty tight-lipped. I'm just curious, like, when did this start? Was this like 2 weeks ago or was this 5 months ago? You know?
I don't know exactly, but I do know that, a lot of these special projects, they worked so hard, just like they had to work really hard to unbreak the vault. But I know that they take quite some time, very careful planning, lots of love and care go into all kinds of special projects. So, I mean, this is not like a 2-week turnaround at all.
Yeah.
And Taylor works 3 years ahead. So, I mean, did she have this in her planner 3 years ago, or she just had everything scheduled out and was like, okay, in January, I need to go ahead and contact Google for this release? Because she thinks of everything.
Right. And as within our little community, as we start to think back on some of the conversations, and we do have like a monthly meeting around the 13th every month.
Love it.
With all of our global SwifTeas. We have been thinking about, Easter egg spreadsheets that suddenly came alive again, and talks of Swiftmas last year that we did, and trivia games. And we're like, hey, we've talked about that, months and months and months ago. It's kind of a coincidence it showed up. So there's no telling. They were, they're being pretty tight-lipped right now, but we're hoping in a couple of months that they'll sit down and have an open conversation with us.
Yeah.
Now, do you know if there's been any, communication with Taylor's team about if they were pleased with how the execution went, if they were happy with everything that Google was able to plan?
No idea, but judging from the way Taylor and her team works, I think we would have known if something wasn't right.
True.
That's true.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I figured if she's happy right now on Twitter, no news is good news, who knows? But we have honestly no idea.
Do you have any indication if they were easy to work with? Like, were they tyrants? Were they trying to tackle every single teeny tiny minute detail, or were they like, hey, Google, here's the idea, do your thing?
Absolutely no idea on that either. But I mean, have we ever heard of anybody that had a difficult time?
Never. She's the easiest person to work with in the world.
No. So, Inez, I know that I've had super duper stressful days at work. One of the most idiotic things that I've ever done in my career was accidentally in the morning show 10 minutes early because my math is so bad. I ended it 10 minutes early and there was nothing I could do but play commercials for 20 minutes and I felt so stupid. What was it like whenever now you've got this vault and it's jammed? Were y'all just going crazy in that moment, not wanting to disappoint Taylor? I mean, not that y'all didn't do anything wrong. Of course, she breaks everything. But was that just a stressful moment for everybody there?
I don't know about the team specifically. I would have to guess that was probably a pretty late night for them. Mm-hmm. But internally in our international SwifTea Unhinged chat, we were freaking out. We all, being STEM SwifTeas, started looking into source code, and apparently everybody on TikTok did too. I saw lots of videos of people looking into the source code. But we started looking the source code, and we're trying to figure out what was happening. And just like the rest of the world, we were like, well, Taylor's done it again. She's managed to break every Silicon Valley company and really trusted engineers. So just like the rest of the world in real time, even our own little community had to figure out what was going on.
I am a very skeptical person. So whenever I see even a viral video take off, I think it was planned and faked. What are the chances you think the glitch was a planned thing to get people talking and to just build up this thing? Once again, Taylor Swift broke the internet. What do you think the odds are that it was a planned glitch?
Very, very slim.
Okay.
Very slim.
Okay, proven wrong.
If I know, my fellow STEM people, we want to roll out a project with perfection as much as possible. So, me personally, I don't think it was planned. I think, us globally as SwifTeas all over the world are just a force to be reckoned with.
So do you have any indication on what caused the glitch? Was it just too much traffic?
Definitely. It's got to be that at the very least. Now, internally into the code or, whatever happened, we may never know. All we can do is ask the engineers questions, and we have a long list of questions pending with them right now. But it had to be multiple things. But I was very impressed that they got it, fixed so fast, and 33 million puzzles were answered in, less than 24 hours maybe, and all was good.
I think it's so crazy that she was able to break the internet once again. Nothing that she does amazes me anymore. No, that's not true. Everything she does amazes me. Let me take that back. But yeah, just the fact that everybody was going through all these obsessively going through this Scrabble-esque jumble is just so impressive to me. 33 million individual puzzles solved.
Yes, I agree. And I thought it was great how it was challenging enough for the day one ones, and not so hard that it would turn off like as someone that decided to come out of the closet as a Swiftie yesterday. Mm. It was still fun. It still required you to sort of think back on the knowledge, work with other people. We had within the chat, there was like at least 100 of us. Like, do you think it could be this? Do you think it could be this? It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun to be in the Swiftie community, for those 24 hours. So I thought it was well executed, for everybody that wanted to play.
I thought so too. I thought as an outsider not solving them, that it sure looked like everybody else was having fun and getting stressed. And then and then I just took a back seat, right. And I realized all the beautiful names later.
Yes, and I'm not sure when it broke for you guys, but for me and a lot of us, it glitched at like Tokyo. Like I went into Tokyo, and then that's when it was just like jammed. So I don't know how far you guys got. But I got caught really early in a jam. But eventually I did 89. We had one person that had 90 puzzles.
Whoa.
Don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Well, they're a smart Google employee. It's only smart people that work there. Yeah, that employee got 90 puzzles. Okay, sure. Let's go through what the vault tracks actually were. We did cover this on another episode, but we'll just go through them again right now. Is it over now? Now That We Don't Talk, Say Don't Go, Suburban Legends, and Slut with an exclamation point.
Okay, Nick,
Awesome.
I want you to play. This is the comedian that I saw last night. Her name's Mana, and she's a fellow Swiftie. She's a really cool comedian, but she recently went viral on TikTok because she had this to say about how she knows exactly what Taylor's doing.
33 million plus Google searches in one night for Taylor Swift and everything associated with 1989. She's burying the news stories from the original album release cycle, all those dumb tabloids, all that clickbait. It is one of the most incredible things I have ever seen anyone do. Like, that's what it is, right? As of today, if you Google Taylor Swift slut, it's gonna come up with her own song. She's taking back her reputation.
Yeah.
I love it. Incredible. Way to go, Taylor.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes, bravo.
Inez, is there a vault track that sticks out to you that you're really looking forward to just by the title alone?
Oh, Slut for sure. If there's anything that 100% made me a SwifTea back then was taking back the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, Blank Space, I'm a Lover stan. I love Lover. That is my era. But Blank Space, I think, is the song I will never, ever, ever get tired of because the video had me dying laughing, taking back the narrative of, being a 20-something, dating around, figuring out what you like. She was like, oh, I'll show you crazy. You know what I mean? And so now she's saying, you know what, I'm going to show you what that word, I'm taking back that power. So I'm so interested. I want to know when she wrote it. Is this a glittery gel pen? Is this a fountain pen?
I love you.
I love this. This is so great. Amy, is there a vault track that sticks out to you that you're looking forward
Well,
to?
before we were given the fifth one, Slut, because I assumed it'd be Lust, but I'm interested in Suburban Legends.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs. I live in the suburbs. I hope one day I can be a suburban legend as well. I don't know. It's just very intriguing.
Me too.
It really speaks
Yeah.
to me. Lacey, what are you looking forward to?
Slut really speaks to me, guys.
You can just really identify with it for some reason.
I'm very excited about that song.
Am I the only one that thought of the car Suburban and not the actual
Oh.
Suburban?
I love it.
Or am I the only dumb Google Swift?
No,
Maybe Tay-Tay hooked up in a suburban one.
maybe.
That was the getaway
It was
car.
legendary.
That was the getaway car.
Stop.
Oh, no, this was 1989 era, so this is before getaway car.
Dang it. Okay.
Oh, but that would have been great.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
I do love that. Well,
But are you guys subscribing to the double album theory?
Funny that you ask. Well, first off, hi, Inez. I'm a clown. Yes, very much so. Very much into the double album theory. And Nick, if you can, please, I have a clip from Jessie on TikTok. We all know and love Jess by 1,000 Cuts. And this is what she had to say about what Taylor Swift was wearing last night.
Okay, I have never been more convinced 1989 is going to be a double album than now. She showed us the first album. It has no features, but we know that she did Bad Blood with Kendrick Lamar. Look what she's wearing tonight. She's carrying around the Kendrick Cross embossed leather top handle bag. The Kendrick bag. She knew we were worried about that song. But if it's not on 1989 Taylor's version, where would it be? The second album, which is going to be full of features.
So, guys, this week, and Inez, you're going to have to help me with this because I just learned this, but there was a glitch on Taylor's website. So there was a glitch going from blue to black. Well, Taylor's been wearing all this black, and we're thinking Reputation. That's what she's alluding to. But now we're back to the double album theory once again. And the double album may or may not be all features, may or may not be a rock version. What are your thoughts, Inez?
Since I am a resident of Clonelia Street,
Welcome.
As much as I think, every album deserves its own time in the sun, I'm getting the double album theory too because I'm also hearing the Nicki Minaj, Sagittarius, things. I'm the clown that wants a Harry Styles feature. I would really love a second rock album also.
Yes.
So,
and you know what's going to be great,
I want that
Inez?
energy.
I have never let go of this double album theory. I have refused to let it go. Yes, I'm a clown, but I'm ready to be right at one point because this has been a long drawn out tease. We know how far in advance she works, but my goodness, she started with the Shania Twain stuff 2 years ago, maybe. So yeah, I'm ready to be right because I still have not forgotten about that. That's always stuck out to me. That's always sticking out to me.
When it comes to the double album theory, are we thinking it's just one album? Like it's all packaged together as one album, or is it packaged together as two separate albums? Does that make sense?
Two separate albums.
Like if I buy the CD at Target, am I going to have to buy two separate items, or am I going to buy one item?
Or like volume 1, volume 2. Yeah, it's going to be, I would imagine
Right.
it's going to be two-parter.
I would think it'd be a
And are they released at the same time? Are they released at a different time?
Well, we already know when we're going to get the part 1.
Sure. So are we getting part 2 the same day,
I mean,
or are we
I
getting
guess
it?
she could surprise us like the night before and say, "Oh yeah, it's a double."
Wait a minute. I just got tortured even harder. If you're saying she can just release part 1 and not say anything and then wait to release part 2
Yeah.
whenever she feels like it, and then this is just going to be going on for another year until I'm right?
I don't necessarily believe the double album theory, because if it is two separate purchases, to make it in our heads more simple, if she releases them on the same day, that means one of her albums
She'll
will be
split.
number 2. Every
She'll
album
wait.
has to go number 1.
She'll
so
have-
she can
But
wait.
what if
She can
it's
wait a month.
volume 1 and volume 2 and then they come together?
No, she'll have to wait.
If they come together, that's fine. But if it's two completely separate albums that we have to buy independent of each other, then that would, and they're released on the same day. That means she can't say every album has been number 1 its debut week.
You're right.
So, and this is a business. She's all about
That's her
breaking
goal.
records and
Yeah.
everything like that. And for her, this re-recording process is so important that what if 1989 Taylor's version volume 1 comes in second and the features comes in first? Then she has to make sure that every Taylor's version album is number 1.
You're right.
That goes to just putting a big dagger in the hearts of everyone that screwed her over, right? So that's why I just don't really believe the double album, because it has to go number 1. That's why she's not, unless she waits. That's why she's not doing surprise album drops, at least so far, because you give it a big promo cycle. You got to make sure that every album is guaranteed to go number 1. So that's why I'm not buying into the double album theory.
Amy?
It could be something the way Midnight's was released, where it was like surprise,
Yeah.
AM edition, surprise. something.
Absolutely. That could be possibly something. But yeah, I don't put
that
it past
would
her.
mean, okay, because I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Sorry to step on you, Nick. I'm kind of thinking the same thing, but that would mean the people who have already pre-ordered would have to have that on their pre-order too, then, right? Because if it's just going to be one album, well, no, because she didn't do that with Midnight's. Okay.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't take this to mean that I don't want a double album.
It would
I think
be
it'd
exciting.
be incredible. Of course, I would get another 20 songs of Taylor Swift. Sure, I just don't know if that's in the cards right now.
She's been glitching for a while. It's happening,
She has.
guys.
She
it's
has.
happening. Oh, and not only that, Inez, are you following the 112-day theory from Nikki King on TikTok?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
So,
were you saying New Year's-ish?
Right.
So Nikki King has this 112-day cycle theory about Taylor Swift releasing stuff, announcing stuff. This has been her plan since Evermore. There's a lot of details in this, and I will mess it up. I do every single time. Go check out Nikki King's theory if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about. But today is a day in the 112 cycle.
Really?
Yeah. So Nikki said this morning, if we're clowning, are we expecting something today? June 2nd was the last, and we got more tour date announcements. Are we going to get something today?
I'll keep a lookout.
Yeah. And I mean, that could be anything today. It doesn't have to be new music or she's going to announce dropping anything else.
Right.
But if we hear something from Taylor today, then that could allude to the 112-day theory being correct.
922 does equal 13, so I'll be a clown.
Inez, I love your passion. You sound like you're just like us.
I love you guys, too.
Well,
I really do.
Inez, thank you so much for joining us, for giving us all the little inside scoops. Guys, we've now heard a rumor from Inez. Can we believe a word she says? I don't know. She might not work at
I don't know.
Google at all.
I'm a clown. Who knows?
That was great. Inez, I do want to know, what is your favorite theory? What's your favorite Taylor Swift theory floating around? If you could pick one to be true, you wish would happen, what would it be?
Oh, man. I do still think that there is a lost album. You know, I feel like this song was not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always looking at the man wall again and saying, why is Karma up there? You know, I really do think that there is a lost album. Will we ever get it? Who knows? You know, but I think that's still one of mine that I'm really holding on to.
Okay.
with you.
Okay. Same. I was going to ask if you thought the lost album was Karma or Woodvale or both, because I have believed both at some point. I'm still holding on to all of them. I don't care. I believe in Taylor. Okay.
Same.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Inez. It was such a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. Love you.
Love you more. Bye, Inez.
Bye.
Look at that. We got a little inside scoop. That was kind of cool hearing someone that's sort of knows what's going on.
Very cool.
That is some insider information. I just know that Taylor keeps such a hold on everything. It really makes me wonder about her process, because Google can't be told until X amount before. Certain people have to be told. But then what is Taylor's trickle down effect, I guess? Whenever she gets an idea, how does she put it into motion? Or does she just have to go straight to her calendar and start scheduling stuff? Well, if I'm going to do this. And how does her math always add up? She wouldn't end the morning show 10 minutes early.
Probably not.
She would do the math correctly. Yeah. But I mean, even looking at some of the theories this morning on Swift Talk, and I can't even remember this one, but there was a double album from Prince at some point, and one of her dates lines up to Prince's double album release or something like that. Like, how does she even? That's some hardcore mathing.
It could be coincidental too.
I mean, she has a lot of coincidences. Then
she has a lot of everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that does it for this episode of 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. If you would like to be like Inez and give us some inside scoop, share your thoughts, your opinions, talk to us in any way, please hit us up. Our email, our socials are all in the description of this podcast. And join us next time. We're going to be breaking down Last Kiss.
Thanks for listening to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.